Hello everyone, let's continue our course. In these sections, we will discuss the general procedures of the attachment. Please look at these pictures. All of this is the signaling for the attach procedures. Here, there are three network elements involved: UE, E node B, and MME. The signaling between UE and the E node B, we mentioned before. We call this signaling RC signaling. The signaling between E node B and MME, all of this signaling, we call them S1 signaling. And the signaling between the UE and MME, UE and MME, they can send the signaling directly to each other. All of this signaling, we call it NAS signaling. From RC connection setup procedures until the last, the default barrier setup procedures, all of these procedures is the procedures of the attachment. Please look at here. The first three messages here, from RC connection request until RC connection setup complete. 1, 2, 3. This first three messages is used for RC connection setup procedures. UE and E node B, they will use these three signaling to finish the RC connection setup procedures. This is the start. RC connection request message is the start point for RC connection setup. And this complete message is the end point for the RC connection setup procedures. After these three messages, we can set up a connections between UE and the E node B. This connection actually is a signaling connection. We call it RC connections. After E node B and UE, they already have these RC connections. We can send some other message after this connection. This RC connection is just like a bridge cross over the air interface between the UE and the E node B. After we set up a bridge, then we can send some message and some traffic over the bridge. After this bridge is ready, the UE will send a message directly to the core network. This is the first message UE sent to the core network. We call this message initial UE message. Actually, this message actually is a NAS signaling. Actually, it's sent from the UE to the MME directly. But this NAS message is encapsulated by the RC connection setup complete message. Encapsulated. Here, encapsulated means RC connection setup complete message is just like a box. This initial UE message is just like the product inside the box. UE send the box to the E node B. E node B open the box, fetch the product, and forward this product to the MME. Forward this message to the MME. And this is the initial UE message. Here, initial UE message sent to the core in order to tell the core network the purpose of the UE, what UE want. For example, after UE set up the bridge, maybe UE want to send some message to the core, ask the core network to do the attach procedures, or tell the core network the location of the UE, like location area update or tracking area update. Sometimes UE may want to set up services, maybe want to tell the core network UE want to set up services. The kind of services, maybe voice call or PS call. Which kind of services UE want to set up. Also, UE will tell the MME through this message, initial UE message. What UE want to do, the purpose of the UE. UE will tell this information to the MME. After MME receive the initial UE message, MME will start the authentications and the security mode for this user. If UE want to set up services, we must check the identification of the UE, if this UE is a legal users or illegal users. The next procedures is the NAS procedure, including the authentications and the NAS securities. These authentications between the UE and MME actually is totally transparent for our radio access network, for our eNode B. So that's why we call it NAS procedure. NAS here means non-access stratum, which means it's not related with access network, not related with eNode B. Our eNode B is the network element of the radio access network. After authentication and the NAS security procedures is complete, finish, or succeed, then the core network will start to set up the default EPS barriers. Later, we will discuss these procedures. Let's look at these examples. These pictures shows the signaling content of the RC connection establishment. This is the signaling tracings, shows the content of the RC signaling. For example, this square shows the content of the RC connection request message. Inside the RC connection request message, we can see many important information. Those information, we call it information element. It's so-called IE. The information element here, including the UE ID, here this random value actually is generated by the UE. UE will use this random value as the ID, as the identities. And also, inside the RC connection request message, UE will tell the eNode B why UE want to set up this RC connection. This reason we call it establishment cost. Establishment cost tell the eNode B the reason why UE want to set up the RC connection, why UE want to build this bridge. Maybe UE build this bridge is for sending the signaling. Maybe UE build the bridge is for setting up the services. This case is for signaling. MO here means mobile original signaling. For example, UE may want to send a tracking area update signaling to the core network. Before UE do the tracking area update procedures, UE must set up a bridge. Through the bridge, UE can send the report to the core network. So this bridge is used for carrying the signaling such as TAU. And for the RC connection setup, the second message, please see these squares. This squares shows the content of this signaling. We can see some important IE like this. SRB to add mode list, SRB ID 1. This message is used for setting up the SRB 1. SRB means signaling radio barrier. For the LT systems, we have two kinds of radio barrier. Radio barrier actually is a kind of a radio resource. We have two kinds of radio barrier. One used for the services, another used for the signaling. The services radio barrier we call DRB. The signaling radio barrier we call SRB. And this is the SRB. The radio resource used for the signaling, SRB. In this message, RC connection setup, we will set up the SRB1. Actually, we have three SRB, SRB0, SRB1, and SRB2. SRB0 is used for common channel. SRB1 and SRB2 is used for dedicated channel. But SRB1 for high priority signaling, SRB2 for low priority signaling. After we set up the SRB1, here, UE will send the RC connection setup complete message. This RC connection setup complete message sent from UE to the eNode B. If eNode B receives this complete message, it means the RC connection setup is finished successfully. And inside the complete message, we can see many important information. For example, the registered MME and also the dedicate NAS info. This dedicate NAS info means UE will put the NAS message inside the complete message. This complete message is just like a box we mentioned before. And this box contains some other information. For example, this NAS message. This NAS message actually is not for the eNode B. It's transparent for the eNode B. eNode B cannot read or decode or understand this message. eNode B will open this box and get out this NAS message and forward this NAS message to the core network. What is this NAS message exactly? Actually, this NAS message is this one. We just mentioned initial UE message. The initial UE message is the first NAS message sent from UE to the MME. This message tells the core network what UE want, the purpose of the UE. For example, in this example, maybe UE want to perform attach procedures, attach request. In some other examples, in some other case, maybe UE want to do a tracking area update or request a services. This is the initial UE message just after the RRC connection complete message. Please see the content of the initial UE message here. This is the key information element for the initial UE message. This is the attach request. Tell the core network, tell the MME, UE want to perform attach procedures. And here, this is the ID of the MME and also the UE network capabilities here. From this message, from the initial UE message, MME will know UE want to do attach procedures. MME will know the purpose of the UE. And also, inside the initial UE message, also, this is a key information element. The PDN connectivity request. UE want to set up connections between the UE and the PGW, PDN gateway. Want to build a connection. Of course, these connections is for the services, for the user plane. And here also we can see some other key information. For example, the MCC, MNC, the last visited, registered PRMM, and TAI, including the MCC, MNC, and the TAC. Here, PRMN ID and the TAC, and also the cell ID, and also the establishment course. In the RRC complete message, UE will tell the establishment course to the eNode B. Here, in the initial UE message, UE also will tell the core network why UE want to set up these RRC connections, the establishment course. Here, same like the complete message. The information is MO signaling. Thanks for watching.